Back to March 2017, when journalist and former Village Voice editor Tony Ortega wrote on his site, The Underground Bunker, that Masterson was being investigated by the Los Angeles Police Department. And Tony Ortega is joining us right now to discuss this, Tony. So you've reported on this case for years. Your reaction to this sentence?
Well, it was a long time coming for these women. The reason why I broke that story in 2017 was I found out about the investigation and that the LAPD was handling it very badly, and that these women were panicked about it and they were afraid of the Church of Scientology's influence. And that's really been a big story here, is how the Church of Scientology protected Danny Masterson for so long and punished these women for coming forward. So that's the story I set out to tell 6 years ago, to see if these women would ever actually get their day in court. And boy, they did. They testified 3 times under oath. They were cross-examined each time. But this week they got to speak how they felt about things without being questioned. I think that was very important for them.
And so, you know, we saw in Stephanie Elam's report, she had a portion of a statement from the Church of Scientology. And here's a little bit more from a statement that they had published on May 31 that says there is not a scintilla of evidence supporting the scandalous allegations that the church harassed the accusers. The church has no policy prohibiting or discouraging members from reporting criminal conduct of anyone, Scientologists or not, to law enforcement. Quite the opposite. Church policy explicitly demands Scientologists abide by all laws of the land. All allegations to the contrary are totally false. That a little bit more elaboration on a statement coming from the Church of Scientology. So when you first started to report on this some 6 years ago, talk to me about what kind of obstacles you had in trying to get information, versions of events, etc.
Well, I mean, first off, right off the bat, 2 things from that. The first thing they say is there's no evidence about harassment, but they can say that now because the civil lawsuit about harassment hasn't progressed enough to where they can bring the evidence in. I personally know about evidence that shows the Church of Scientology has tried to derail this case, and I expect it to come out during that civil lawsuit. The second thing they talk about is how there's no evidence of Scientology in discouraging anyone from going to police. They say this day in and day out, but during the case, their own written testimonies were put into testimony showing that that's exactly what Scientologists are told. So you have their written policies in court as testimony saying that Scientologists cannot turn themselves in, and then you have the spokesman saying we don't do that. And as Mike Rinder told Big Tapper yesterday, it's just a lie. Scientology lies day in and day out. And that's what has made it so difficult for these women to get their day in court. But like Deputy DA Reinhold Mueller said, this court saw through that. This judge educated herself about Scientology. And I'm sure that's what the Masterson family will now focus their appeals on, are Judge Olmedo's ruling about how much Scientology she allowed into the case.
And Masterson's defense attorneys did tell reporters that they plan to appeal his convictions. Do you expect that they will be successful?
Well, I know that they believe they have a lot to appeal on, because they will complain about Judge Olmedo's rulings about how much Scientology to allow in. They're going to complain about the fact that there was a lot more references to drugging in the second trial than in the first trial. She also allowed in some testimony about harassment. I am positive all of those things will come up on their appeal, and they will argue to the appellate court that these were mistakes by the judge. The appeal will focus more on the judge than on the victims. And, you know, I'm told that when there's a jury involved and the jury believes this evidence, that it's difficult for an appeals court to overturn that. But, you know, I'm sure the Masterson family is hoping that they find a judge that will see it their way.
Actors Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were among dozens of celebrities who wrote letters to the judge in support of Masterson before sentencing. Was it at all impactful?
I don't think so. I mean, Judge Olmedo only had one choice to make, whether to give him 15 to life or 30 to life. And based on the testimony and the things she had said about the severity of the crime, I would have been shocked if she'd allowed him to have only 15 to life. But yeah, I mean, this is just a standard thing that the family and supporters of the defendant will send in letters to try to sway the judge. I got a hold of those letters yesterday. I published them on my Substack. And I think people were absolutely shocked to see the language in the letters from people like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. But, you know, they are sticking by their friend, and it's caused a lot of controversy on social media.
All right, Tony Ortega, thank you so much. Good talking to you.
Thank you, Fredricka.